Long ago in Roman times, there was a king who was ruler over all other kings. People would call him a Caesar, which meant he was supposed to be the greatest of kings. In our story of when Jesus was born, the Caesar's name was Augustus. Augustus decided that he wanted to count all of the people who lived in his kingdom and to record their names. To do this, he needed them to go back to where they were born and be counted there. Now Joseph and Mary were going to be Jesus' parents. And when Augustus made his people-counting rule, Mary was already pregnant. At that time, they were living in a town called Nazareth. But since Joseph had been born in another town called Bethlehem, they were going to have to walk and walk for at least 4 days just to be counted. Traveling to Bethlehem must have been very hard, especially for Mary, who probably had to ride on a donkey. Now it was time for Mary to have her baby. Because they were so far from home, they needed somewhere to stay. But when they tried to go to a place like a hotel, a place called an inn, there was no room for them. So instead, they ended up finding a warm and safe place for the night where the animals stayed, something like a barn. Later that night, Mary gave birth to a little baby boy, whom she named Jesus. She wrapped him in a long piece of cloth and placed him in a manger to sleep. A manger is like a box where you put food to feed animals, like cows and donkeys. Meanwhile, just outside of town, there were some shepherds out in a field, keeping watch over their flocks of sheep. It was nighttime, so it probably would have been nice and quiet, with only the sounds of sheep saying "baa," crickets chirping, and a few shepherds snoring. Then suddenly, an angel of the Lord appeared to them, and a bright light shone around them, and the shepherds were very afraid. But the angel said to them, "Don't be afraid, for look, I bring you good news of great joy, and it will be for everyone. The one person who can save all people is born today in Bethlehem. He is the Christ." The shepherds would have known what Christ meant. It meant the baby was the one chosen by God to be king over all other kings, even over Caesar's. The angel explained, "And this is how you will know when you see him. You will find this baby wrapped in cloths and lying in a manger." And suddenly there was with the angel a huge choir of more angels, and they all were praising God and singing with joy, "Glory to God in the highest, and peace for all the people of the world. God is so happy for them." Then the angels went away, and the shepherds said to one another, "Let's go over to Bethlehem and see what has happened. God has let us know about it." And they went as fast as they could and found Mary and Joseph, and the baby was lying in a manger, just as the angel described. This baby was the Christ. And after the shepherds saw the baby in a manger, they went out and told everyone they met what the angel had said. And all who heard their story were amazed and wondered what this could mean. Finally, the shepherds returned to their flocks of sheep, still praising God like the choir of angels, because they had heard the good news and had seen the real King of all kings. Meanwhile, Mary did not even brag about all these wonderful things. She just quietly thought in her heart about her son, the Christ, her little baby who was king over all kings.